Those stories still to come. Amongst all the bad news we're bombarded with, occasionally a story comes along that proves there's a lot of good in the world. And this is one of those stories. Mum of two, Bernadette Keegan, needed a life-saving kidney transplant. But as her hopes of ever finding a donor were fading, along came her hairdresser, Jennie Maley, a woman she hardly knew, but who risked her own life to give the greatest gift of all.
This is just a more subtle. I don't want to make you look too... Just put a bit of colour.
They barely knew each other.
I thought, I can do this.
The hairdresser and the customer.
I didn't see anything. I was just shocked.
And their journey will reinforce your faith in the human spirit.
You're beautiful. Thank you so much.
Bernadette Keegan is dying. For 3 years she's been hooked up to this dialysis machine for much of the day and all of the night.
It's usually over a 10-hour period at night. So
Bernie, as she's known, has kidney failure, and doctors have told this single mum her time is coming to an end.
So you can't swim, it's hard to travel, you do get tired, you forget things.
It's been awfully hard on her two kids.
Some mornings she's been spewing up, and one morning we thought to call the ambulance. We'd cry a lot and go to school and be really sad.
Happy New Year.
A few months back, Bernie felt like cheering herself up and made an infrequent visit to her hairdresser, Jennie Maley.
Little bit by little bit, Bernie started talking to me about her disease.
A couple more appointments followed, and one day...
And I said, oh, what are you doing tonight, Bernie? And she said, oh, I've got a hot date. And I got so excited. I thought, yes, this lady needs to have a hot date in her life. And then she looked at me and she said, oh, no, actually, she said, I'm off to Nepean Hospital to have dialysis. And my heart sank. And I'm sorry. But all day and all night I was sitting in my nice little lounge room and I had my beautiful partner there and we're having dinner and a glass of red and I couldn't get just her sitting there on her own.
Bernie's kidney disorder is genetic, so it ruled out a family transplant. None of her friends were blood matches. The future looked bleak. Jennie got thinking.
You go through life maybe wanting to do something or to change people's lives or to do something just good. And at that moment, it became aware that I could help to change somebody's life.
Jennie got tested and was a perfect match. She would give a kidney.
Well, it's the greatest gift, isn't it, that you could ever give anybody? Because what Jennie's giving me is the gift of life.
They can have their mum back. They can do things as a family.
And so the journey begins.
A bit apprehensive, a bit nervous.
Transplant surgeon Henry Ples is astounded by the gift given to Bernie.
Say if my brother needed a kidney, I have 3 children, would I donate my brother a kidney, knowing that perhaps one of my children might need, the kidney later on in their lives? And I think so for a friend to do that, that's even more special. And that's quite a remarkable donor that Bernadette's got.
Get a bit of discomfort even though we're going to do the keyhole surgery.
Down the corridor, a second transplant surgeon, Howard Lau, contemplates the surgery he must perform on Jennie.
It is quite an unusual operation in the sense that we are operating on someone who doesn't need the operation.
How are you?
And then...
Are you okay?
The hairdresser and the customer have a few moments together.
There are no words that can say how I feel.
And with that, Bernie prepares for surgery and a new life.
One person can't change the world, but one person can change another person's world. So let's go change Bernie's world.
Jennie looks like a medical pincushion.
Does the body go into some sort of shock when you remove an organ like that from it?
The body, funny enough, will adjust very well to lose a kidney.
As Bernie waits outside for her turn, a dozen people work on Jennie's kidney removal.
Taking out a kidney is more complex than putting one in. Hours are spent tying off the artery, the many veins, and the tube that takes urine to the bladder.
Finally, the kidney is out, and another medical team work on the priceless organ.
Now what we'll do is get rid of all of this the fatty tissue that's around the kidney, make sure that the artery and vein, there's no holes on the side of the artery or the vein.
Jennie is in fine shape, albeit with one kidney.
The operation went quite well.
She's sent to recovery, and Bernie's big moment has arrived. Her new kidney has been on ice in the corner, and after some time, Dr. Pless is ready to put a good one in.
Most transplant patients end up with 3 kidneys. They have their own 2, which aren't working, and then a new one.
And it isn't long before...
Early urine coming through. So that looks a great, pink, healthy kidney.
So you're happy?
So I'm happy.
Back in recovery, Jennie's partner Dennis and son Cam are relieved and proud.
Very, very noble for what she's done. Yes. She'll give the shirt off her own back to anyone who needed it, so it's natural she did it.
Wow. So you weren't surprised when she came home and said, guess what I'm going to do?
No, I was almost expecting it.
As expected, Bernie's far more fragile. For the next week, a transplant team monitors her closely.
These are the holes, the instrument holes that they used, and this is where they delivered the kidney down through there.
I've got a scar just coming up just across here.
9 days have passed.
This has been an amazing journey.
It's been fantastic.
It is.
I can't thank you enough.
You don't. I just wish I could tell the whole world how magnificent it feels.
I feel great.
The hairdresser and the customer are now much more.
All my dialysis equipment has been picked up. My life's changed so much. Like, I feel the energy I've got is just incredible.
And you can't help thinking the world would be an even better place if there were just more Jennies.
Thank you so much. You've just changed my life.
What a special woman Brady Hall's there, and donations can be made to the Westmead Hospital Renal Unit, while those wishing to register as an organ donor should contact the Australian Organ Donation Register on 1800 777 203. More information can be found at medicareaustralia.gov.au, and you can find out more on that story at our 9MSN website.